Bwana asifiwe. Naitwa Festus, nimeokoka na Yesu ni Bwana. I thank God because of what He has done upon my life so far. Today, there is a book that I have here that I want to do some explanation kidogo after going through this book. I am not a reader of books. Any book that goes beyond 100 pages, it becomes a challenge for me. But when I read this book, from the beginning up to the end of this book, it is just about God. People can come, or let me ask you, how do you understand your God? When you came to salvation, in most cases we are being told how life is going to be good in salvation. If you are poor, you're going to be rich. Sickness, you just in the name of Jesus, sickness goes. But let me tell you, I am one of the people that highly believed in these things. And God helped me because for a very long time, I rarely went to hospital. This book is written by a guy called Panther. Panther is a Sudanese boy of the Dinka tribe in South Sudan. I have cried severally. I have shed tears severally while reading this book, because I could see how God works. The boy was born in a very poor family, but to make the matter worse, when South Sudan started to fight the North, and there were rebels that were fighting, seeking to get independence, it was hectic, because the rebels killed over 2 million South Sudanese people. This guy became sick when he was just about to be enrolled into the military, when he was about 10 years. And at that time, this, according to the way that he is explaining, I'm going to be very specific to some places. A time came that his father told him, I want to take you to Kenya. That is more than 300 kilometers away. There were no roads, no means of transportation, but they started a journey that they knew could take about 3 months. Without food, without anything, they just started a journey by faith. The book itself is written Living with Hope. I'm reading this book for the second time, because in each and every page I see God manifestation in the life of this young man. They slept in the forests, wild animals, but God made a way for them to reach to Kakuma. When they reached in Kakuma, after around 3 months, because he was suffering from, if you can see, I think my cameraman can bring the camera at least closer. You can see this guy is on a wheelchair. This is a wheelchair. He is also suffering from what I'm suffering. That is spinal injury. Mine was an accident, so I have some metal plates in my body. But Michael had a problem. That is tuberculosis of the spine. And so by the time that he got some people to do surgery for him, it had gotten worse beyond repair. They came to Kakuma, and on the way before they reached to Kakuma, they found a certain place where there were some planes that were coming and leaving. Kwa hivyo wakafika pale, wakapata ndege ikawabeba, na hiyo ndege iliwabeba kinyume ya sheria. They were not supposed to carry anybody into those planes, but they said the father went and laid himself, akaenda akalala on the runway, mpaka huyo pilot akakubali kumchukua mtoto akampeleka Kakuma. At Kakuma, they stayed there for around 2 months. After those 2 months, there are some people that were going there, hawa wenye utibu watoto wadogo na kuwafanyia surgery walio na mashida. They say that this guy in Kakuma, it was not a safe place for surgery or anything. So they prefer that he should be taken to Kijabe Mission Hospital. Hii Kijabe moja tunajua. By that time, Mungu akafungua njia. Another couple came to assist because now the children that were waiting for surgery, there were so many. So the Kijabe hospital, they requested if they can get more volunteers from United States of America to come to Kijabe so that they can at least do. This guy underwent several surgeries. Some were unsuccessful, others were. It was totally life-threatening situation because it reached a time where even his lungs collapsed. Breathing was a problem, eating was a problem, and everybody had lost hope, and they went back to God to pray for this guy as they do surgery. Some people are praying, others are doing surgery. This book is very interesting because in each and every part of this book, I have been seeing God consistently doing miracles and doing things that a man cannot do. When all the surgeons say that they cannot go beyond, it is too risky, they cannot do anything. But still God saved the situation. So the couple that came, they decided to take this guy, and it is God that spoke to the wife of that surgeon, that doctor. The wife, God spoke to the wife and told him, take Michael Panther to be one of your sons. He struggled with that voice, and that voice, I think it was around 3 times, that voice was still speaking. And let me tell you, God is so merciful and God is so faithful, because they took him, they continued to be with him, they took care of him, mpaka wakamchukua and accommodated them in their house. They took him out of the hospital because from Kijabe he was taken to Care Hospital. There is another missionary hospital that is called Care just near Kijabe. And so when the guy started now to get conscious, and when now he started to improve, he could sit to the wheelchair, he could do some movements here and there. They started to plan on how this guy is going to go to school. Remember, this is a person that never went to school, even class 1. In South Sudan, there were no schools. But let me tell you how I tell you that God did miracles. According to Michael, these people, they took him to Masaku in Machakos County. There is a school of disability. He went there. They did the headmaster of the school, he asked just a few questions, and he was just trying to see why he could fix him, because he was already now almost an adult. This guy, mark you, he was taken to class 7. Class 7. Somebody who was never gone to primary school, and he did very well. By the time that he was being to KCPE, he passed very well after just going to school for 2 years. In fact, they were less than 2 years. Guys, if somebody asked you how God works, this is a testimony that God does miracle through the people. And that is why this book has been written, so that it can encourage other people. Some of us who are feeling as if or people, a majority of the people maybe who have sickness and diseases, that they have gone beyond their ability and thinking and believing. Let me tell you, if you read this book, you will see God in a different way, and your life will never be the same again. After that, he passed KCP very well after just 2 years. The guy is not a genius, but it is now God himself who is intervening. And to the Lord, because he had a purpose, and a great purpose for this young man, and not just the purpose for him as an individual or a family, but because of the entire continent of Africa. In Masaku, after he left there, he went to Hillcrest. Just imagine, Hillcrest, Shule Wadosi, they were doing the international syllabus. The guy went there, and after some time, because of the English, the way maybe those there are white people who are teaching there, he says that he had a lot of challenges because of understanding the accent of those some of those British people and the Americans who are teaching there. Okay, but who is God? By the time that he was leaving that school, he passed very well, irrespective of the challenges of the accent and other things. And this guy, wherever he went, he was leaving a change, because he made sure that the people understood his God, the God that he believed in. This family inspired him so much to trust God in the unthinkable and in the unbelievable. After Hillcrest, he was supposed to go to, because in fact at the Hillcrest, you know, that school is very expensive, because now those are the expatriates that go there. Only expatriates who go to Hillcrest, because, and the people that are from these United Nations, people from who are ambassadors, they have their children here from different countries across the nations of the world. God opened a door. The family that had decided to struggle to their level best to give this guy the best education, they received a miracle whereby some people gave themselves to pay the school fees for this kid. That is God. That is God, my friend. A school that where you pay more than $1 million, and now God opens the door, and this guy got the best education. And so he went to Louisiana University in America. Instead of going the British way, he decided to go to, he got a chance, because he was so much motivated by American schools and Britain. And when he went to America, brothers and sisters, he did wonders. There are so many things that are in this book that this guy went through God, where you see that in each and every step of his life, God was involved. Today, let me not go much into details. After he finished education at Louisiana State University in America, he started an organization that is called Hope Mobility. Hope Mobility. It is in Mombasa Road here in Nairobi. They give out free wheelchairs to anybody that requires a wheelchair. I was there myself, and that is why I was given this book. And this book is so much inspiring, more than that wheelchair. Although I did not get a wheelchair that could accommodate my needs, so I didn't come out with a wheelchair out of the Hope Mobility. But they are doing amazing job. They have a very big go down in Mombasa Road near ECD container depot. And now he is transforming lives across the nations in Africa. They are moving everywhere in Africa, at least to help the people who have the challenges with the mobility. The people that cannot afford wheelchairs, they are all giving out wheelchairs, because you just pay an assessment fee of only 3,000 shillings. And let me tell you, if there is somebody out there, maybe you don't have a wheelchair, you need one, you cannot walk like myself. Let me tell you, this book is so much interesting. You will see God through this book and the life of Michael Panther. He has challenged me. He has made me to understand God in another dimension, in another way. God actually is working even today through this boy. Let me say this. After all these struggles and how God did, he reconnected again with the family. He took the entire of his family from out of South Sudan, because even after South Sudan got independence in 2011, there broke again a war, and now more people were displaced. When the current president, after the death of Garang, there was a lot of problems. So Riek Machar and the current president, there was a misunderstanding, and so there broke another war. So he went and took the entire family out of South Sudan. They are living there, and he took them to Uganda, where they could take their children to school. They could do marvelous things. This is God, my friend, living with hope. This is not about disability. This is not about inability. This is about God working miracles, God doing wonders, and understanding God in another way. By the time he was leaving South Sudan, he had only one verse with him. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever trusted unto him is not going to perish. So this book, I want to encourage each and every one of you to go and read this book, Living with Hope. It is a game changer. It uplifts spirits of the people that feel that they are down. Maybe somebody can ask me where you can get this book. This book I was given at that place. It is called Hope Mobility. If you go to your Google Maps and just type Hope Mobility, it will just going to give you direction up to their warehouse. Michael Panther, he is a great man who has done wonderful. He has gone back to Kakuma, he has gone back to Masak where he was studying with other children. He went back to Kijabe, and the family of believers, people are just seeing God through him. And I encourage you, brothers and sisters, never lose hope. There is God in heaven who changes situations. This guy, all the people that were of his age, they all went to war and they were all murdered. But he is here to speak the greatness of the Lord. May God bless you. May God keep you. And may the Lord grant you an opportunity to come across this book and read it. I'm reading it for the second time, and I'm not a reader of books because I see God in it. God bless you. Thank you.